The Adventures of Tom Sawyer by Mark Twain. Samuel Lagorn Clements. Complete. Preface. To my wife, this book is affectionately dedicated. Preface. Most of the adventures recorded in this book really occurred. One or two were experiences of my own, the rest those of boys who were schoolmates of mine. Huck Finn is drawn from life. Tom Sawyer also, but not from an individual. He is a combination of the characteristics of three boys whom I knew, and therefore belongs to the composite order of architecture. The odd superstitions touched upon were of prevalent among children and slaves in the West at the period of of this history. That is to say, 30 or 40 years ago. Although my book is intended mainly for the entertainment of boys and girls, I hope it will not be shunned by men and women on that account. For part of my plan has been to try to pleasantly remind adults of what they once were themselves and of how they felt and loved and talked, and what queer enterprise this sometimes ignited. The author, Hartford, 1876. Chapter 34. Huck said, "Tom, we can slope if we can find a rope. The window ain't high from the ground." "Shucks, what do you want to slope for?" "Well, I ain't used to that kind of ground. I can't stand it. I ain't going down there, Tom." "Oh, brother, it ain't anything. I don't mind it a bit. I'll take care of you. Sit up here." Tom said he. "Auntie has been waiting for you all the afternoon. Mary got your Sunday clothes ready, and everybody's been feeling about you. Say, ain't this grease and clay on your clothes?" "Now, Mr. Sadie, you just then to your own business. What's all this blowout about anyway?" "It's one of the windows parties that she's always having. This time it's for the Welshman and his son. On account of that scrape they helped her out of the other night and say, I can tell you something if you want to know." "Well, what?" "Why, old Mr. Jones is going to try to spring something on the people here tonight, but I overheard." "Why, old Mr. Jones is going to try to spring something on the people here tonight, but I overheard him tell Auntie today about it. It's a secret, but I reckon it's not much of a secret now. Everybody knows the window too. For all she tries to let on she's done Mr. Jones what was bound Huck should be here couldn't get along with his grand secret without Huck, you know." "Secret about what, Sid?" "About Huck tracking the robbers on the windows. I reckon Mr. Jones was going to make a grand time over his surprise, but I bet you it will drop pretty flat." Sid chuckled in very confident and satisfied. "Wait, Sid, was it you that told?" "Oh, never mind who it was. Somebody told. That's enough. Sid, there's only one person in this town mean enough to do that, and that's you. If you had been in Huck's place, you'd and sneaked down that hill and never told anybody of the robbers. You can do any but mean things, and you can be here to see anybody praise stuff for doing good ones. There's no thanks, as the windows say." And Tom cuffed Sid and helping him to the door with several kicks. "Now go and tell Auntie there, and tomorrow you can catch it." Some minutes later, the windows guests were at the supper table, and a dozen children were propped up a little seat tables in the same room after the fashion.
Of that country and that day. At the proper time Mr. Jones made his little speech, in which the thanked the widow for the honor she was doing himself and his sons, would say that there was another person was modesty, and so forth and so on. He proved his secret above Hawks, sharing the adventure in the finest dramatic manner he had mastered of, but the surprise it occasioned was largely counterfeit and not as claymores and offensive as it need have been other happier homesteads. However, the widow made a pretty fair show of anthems, and heaped so many complaints and so much gratuity clothes in the entering intolerable discomfort of being set up as target for everybody's gaze in everybody's lauditude. The widow said the mean to give Hook a home under roof and leave him educate, and that when she could spare the money, she would start him in business in a modest way. Tom Chase come, he said. Hook don't need it. Hook's rich. Nothing but a heavy strain upon the good minds of the company get back the due and proper complimentary loud at the place joke, but the silence was a little awkward. Tom Burkett had good money. Maybe to don't believe he do his good lots of it. Oh, you need smile Ragnar and can show you. You just wait a minute. Tom ran of doors. The company looked in each other with a perplexed, interested, and scaringly hot. Who was on died? Sit what Ailstone say on the poly. He will. There ain't ever any making of the boy out. I never. Tom entered strong with the bang of his sack, and note Polly did not finish her sentence. Tom poured the mass of yellow coin upon the no, upon the table and said, "There, why did I tell you half of hooks and half of its mine?" The spectacle took the general breakaway, and guessed nobody spoke for a moment. There was an immense call for an explanation. Tom said he could furnish it in the he did. The tale was long but born of interest. There was scarred and prudent for anyone to break the charm its flow. When he had finished, Mr. Jones said, "I thought I had fixed up a little surprise for his occasion. It don't amount to anything now. This one makes it seem meaning small. I'm willing to allow." The money was content. The sum amounted a little over $12,000. It was more than any one person had ever seen in one time before. Though several persons were there who were worth considerably more that, than that in property.
The reader may rest satisfied that Tom's and Jack's windfall made a mighty stir in the poor little village of St. Petersburg. So vast as an all-in actual cash scene next to incredible it was talked about, clothed over, glorified until the reason of many of the citizens tattered under the strain of the unhealthy excitement. Every haunted house inside Petersburg and the neighboring villages was dissected plank by plank, and its foundations dug up and ransacked for hidden treasure, and not by boys, but men's pretty great and romantic men's to some of them. Wherever Tom and Jack appeared they were courted, admired, stared at. The boys were not able to remember that their remarks had possessed weight before, but now their sayings were treasured and repeated. Everything they did seemed somewhat to be regarded as remarkable. They had evidently lost the power of doing and saying. Complacent, moreover, their past history was raked up and discovered to bear marks of conspicuous originality. The village paper published biographic sketches of the boys. The widow Douglas put Jack's money out at 6%, and Judge Sayers did the same with Tom's at on police request. Each lad had an income now that was simply prodigious: $8 for every weekday in the year and half of the Sundays. It was just what the minister got. No, it was what he was promised. He generally couldn't collect it. $1.25 a week would board, lodge, and school a boy in those old, simple days, and clothe him and wash him too for the matter. Jude Shire had conceived a great opinion of Tom. He'd said that no complice boy would ever have got his daughter out of the cave. When Becky told her father in street confidence how Tom had taken her whipping at school, the judge was visibly moved, and when she pleaded grace for the matey lie which Tom had told in order to shift that whipping from her shoulders to his own, the judge said with a fine outburst that it was a noble, a generous, a magnanimous lie, a lie that was worthy to hold up its head and march down through history breast to breast with George Washington's loaded truth about a hatchet.
The night was growing cloudy under the cloud came and the noise of vehicles ceased. Scattered lights began to win out, all strangling. For passengers disappeared the village between its slumber and left the small washer alone with the silence and the ghosts. El o'clock came, and the tower lights were put out. Darkness everywhere now, yet waited what seemed a very long time, but nothing happened. His flight was winning. Was there any use? Was there really a is? Why not we eat at and took in? At noise fell upon his ear. He was all attention in an instant. The leader closed softly. He sprang to the corner of the bread store. The next moment, two men brushed by him, and one seemed to have something under his arm. It must be that box, so they were going to remove the texture. Why? Colton now it won't be absurd. The men would get away with the box and never be found, and Jane know he would stick to their way and follow them. He would trust to the darkness for security from discovery, so communing with Hansel yet stand out and gliding along behind the men can lie we bare feet, alone and then to keep just far enough ahead not to be invincible. They mount and the river stream blocks the third. To the left and cross stream they went straight half till they came to the path that led and Cardi Hill. This day too they passed, but the old Wellsman house had way at the hill without hesitating and still climbed Edward Good thought that they will bury it in the old quarry, but they never stopped at the quarry. They passed on and the salmon they flying into the narrow path with the so much bushes and were at was hidden in the column. Yet close and George's distance, now for they would never be able to see Jean. He tried alone a while the slant his best, fearing he was gaining too fast. More on a piece that stopped altogether. Lane's no sound, no Satan he seemed to hear the beating on his own heart, the hunting on man. Sound but no footsteps. Heavens was everything lost. He was about to spring with wind feet when a man clears his door not 4 feet from Jean. Has her shot into his store, but he saw to again, and he stood there shaking as in a so. I was hunting sharp on he at once, and so why that he thought he must surely fall to the ground. He knew hers. He knew he was within 5 steps of the styling into within the glass grass very well. He thought let them bury in there it would be better to find. This was that stranger's voice, the strangers of the house. A deadly chill went to Jai heard this. Then was the ribbon hope he stopped was to fly. Then he remembered that the body Douglas had become to hit more than the and maybe these men were going to murder her. He there ventured to war her, but he knew hidden there they might come and cut him. He thought all this and more in the moments and that alliance between the strangers remarks on into he now this way now you see don't you? Yes, well there is company there I reckon better with it at and I who's leave this country forever win and maybe never have another chance. I tell you again as I better tell you before I don't care for her son. You may have it, but her was rude of me. Was rude of me, and merely his was and at I am in a million part of it. He had Miss Horsewit in front on the hill like a nigger we all the town me and yet but I'll take it in on her on don't kill her don't do that kill he said anything about killing I would kill he is was I but not near her when you want to her river on a woman you couldn't kill her boss you go for her looks you slit her nostril you notch her ears like a saw by God that's clear your opinion to yourself if will be safest for you and tie her to the bed it don't craft if she does, my friend. You help me in this thing. For my Satan's why your hair I won't be able alone if you flesh. I kill you, do you understand that? And if I have to kill you, I'll kill her. And then I reckon nobody ever know much about who done this business. Well, if it's got to be done, let's get at it. The quicker the better. I are in the shiver. Do we know? Company there. Look here, I held suspicious of you. First thing you know now, well, why? Till the lights were out, there's no hurry. Just felt
Don't talk about it, Tom. I tried it and it don't work. It don't work, Tom. It ain't for me. I ain't used to it. The weather's good to me and friendly, but I can't stand the ways she makes me get up just at the same time every morning. She makes me wash. They call me all to thunder. She won't let me sleep in the wood sheet. I got to wear the blanket clothes that use motors. Me, Tom, they don't seem to any air he through and somehow, and they're so rotten nice that I can't sit down, nor lie down, nor roll around anywhere. I can't sleep on a cellar door for will it appears to be years. I go to go crunch and sweet. I hate them ordinary sermons. I can't get a fly in there. I can't chow. I go to wear shoes at Sunday. The weather cuts by a bell. She goes to bed by a bell. She gets up by a bell. Everything's so awful regular. A boy can't stand it. Well, everybody does that boy hook. Tommy don't make no difference. I ain't everybody and I can't stand it. It's awful to be teed up so and group comes too easy. I don't take no interest in Beatles that way. I go to ask to go a fishing. I go to ask to go in a swimming. There if I go to ask to do everything well I go to talk so nice. It wants no comfort. It go to up in the attic and rip out a wheel every day to heat taste in my mouth or eat a dead tongue. The weather won't let me smoke. She folks then with a spans of special irritation and injury, and that fetch it hard to and besides that school going to open and it hard to go to it will I wonder stand that Tom looky here Tom being rich and what it's cracked up to be it's use worry and sweet and a wishing you was dead all the time. Now this clothes sweets me and this bar sweets me and I ain't ever going to shake an anymore. Tom, I won't ever go into all this trouble if it hadn't been for that money. No, you used take my share of it along which you and him at 10 centers sometimes, not many times, because I don't have a damn 14 though it's to level hard to hit and you go and beg for me with the weather.
Oh, who you snow I can knock do tag, die knock, fire, and beside if you three digs, train you a will, lunger you, town,
to like it. Like it, yes. The wise is like hawk. The story is I was to sick on a low snow. No, Tom, I won't not be rich, and I won't not lie in the coast mortuary house. I like the world and the river and Hocher and I I tried to help to bring is all you as we go young and can and I use fisher to rope her ticks there for instance has go to cane hooks and spilling eggs all downside is opportunity looking here who being raised I know ways to kill me banks from Turning Robert. No, oh, good luck. Are you in real? The word Carneton? You ask days air and I seen her, but who where can not let you enter the guys you I know respectable you snob. You is young you was Kencher. Cannot let me in stone? Did not you let me go for a pirate? Yes, but that is different. A robber is more his tone than what a pirate is. Uh, as a general trend, in most trouty they are outfooting or in the nobility duties and so. No, don't hide you always been free to me. You were don't tell me oh what you don't. You were don't I know you what you don't. Who I only want to and I don't want to. But I but what cause people say with they say ain't big I don't say Tom Sawyer is gangs pretty low chattery in it. They me you who you were not like that and I were not who was silencing for some time and anger in a metal string finally he said well I go back to the window for a month and take in and see if I can come to strike if you let me log to the gangstone and ring who is a week come along old Chuck and I and he'll ask the window to let on your leak who will you don't know if you that is wow if she lay you on some of the roadside tree is mocking privacy and cuss privacy and crow throat or books when you go into the gangs and to Robert. Alright off well hang the boys Tongays and have the initiative turning my bay have the wings have the initiative What is that? It is low way to done by one annoy and never take the gangs is secret even if you are shopping and to find there and Scrigan Bobby and all his family tax who won one of the gangs. The guys that is mitigated. I tell you, well, I be it is an altai warring go to be done and ministry in the lonesome a furry praise you can think and hunting how is the best but they are alive al right now. Well, Minik is who anyway Tom. Yes, so it is and you be go to a war or a conflict and see in we broke. Now that is some strange like the X is a million stay bullying than pirating il string to the winden this I row tongue and if I hit to be a regular reaper of a robber and everybody trying boys a right not chill be pro chineke me in how or the way